People constantly ask me if I do SEO, and I kind of want to clear up what SEO is, how you do it, and what you actually need to do before you can focus on SEO, because a lot of times more traffic is not the answer to what you're trying to solve. If your buttons are unclear, your contact path is confusing, or there's no obvious next step, people are just going to leave. It has nothing to do with SEO or getting traffic to your website. It's about what are you actually doing with the traffic that you are getting? And once we can lock that in, then we can talk about SEO and getting more people to your site. So as always, we're going to talk about what I'm seeing, what I'm doing on my website, and something that I think you should try on Squarespace. So let's talk about what I'm seeing. And I'm going to call this the SEO illusion. People often ask if I can help them with their SEO or fix their SEO, do their SEO. The underlying question of that, I know, is how can I get more traffic to my site? And how does that traffic become essentially money for my business? So I'm going to say we need to rewind and go back a little bit before we go all the way to the end of those questions, which obviously is the end goal, but we need to back up and look at what's happening before we get there. If you take away nothing from this episode except this, let it be that traffic does not solve friction. So not going to name names here, but there's some websites that I've worked on recently, and I take a look at their existing website and their buttons aren't linked to anywhere, or buttons are linked to broken pages, or their contact form is sending to an employee's email that no longer works there. If we suddenly try to do things to get you more traffic, and that is how your website is going to handle traffic, you're going to still have the same problem, but you're going to blame your SEO or whatever person that you hired to help you make those changes. So before you can turn on your SEO, level up your SEO, you need to look at the actual way that your website is functioning. And I promise in the next video, I will talk all about SEO because I love SEO and I think it is a very black and white thing. It's there's a structure to it. There is a very clear way to achieve good SEO results. But seriously, you have to look at how your website is set up first before you can take advantage of some SEO tricks. So I've given you a few here, go click on all your buttons, go test out your contact forms, go look at the storage, even look and see what happens when somebody fills out the form. Does it just go and say thanks? What are you doing to follow up with that? Are you actually following up with the people? Are you putting them in your system? Are you getting their emails saved somewhere so you can follow up with them? Something else along the lines of the user experience and the contact is are you giving people a contact form? Are you giving them an email address? I often say if you want people to reach out to you, you have to make it easy and you have to give them multiple options. So I always including the actual contact form itself. Make sure it's going to the right place. You can include your actual email, but for some people, just the email alone is a little intimidating. If you're on this business website and you don't know the person or anything about them, just emailing them out of nowhere feels kind of awkward and you don't know what to say. You're I'm interested in what you do, but I don't really know, where do we start? What do I say? How are you making it easy for people to, the traffic to convert into what you want that end result? And really look and see if you are set up to help take that traffic that you are getting and turn it into results, or if you're turning people away. I know that was a whole bunch of look at your buttons, look at your forms, look at this and that and this. But seriously, just take a minute today or a few minutes today to sit down with your website, click on everything, even click on your social icons. You won't believe the number of times people have changed their Instagram handle but not changed it on their website. And so it leads people to a broken Instagram. Click on everything. Make sure it's going to the right place. Make sure it's doing the right thing. Make sure that you have contact forms. Make sure you have emails. Hyperlink your emails. Make it easy for people. And I often like to, with that email, let people know who they're emailing. If you're just doing contact@whatever.com, that's going to make it feel more awkward for the person who has to just kind of cold email you and ask you for help. So how are you making it personable? How are you making it easy for people to reach out to you and take action to make sure that first, the traffic that you are getting is going through the funnel in the way that you need and want it to? Now let's talk about the footer of your website as an actual strategy, and I'll tell you what I'm doing on my own site with my footer these days. I used to, for a long time, just make the footer as like minimal, as simple as possible, just like the copyright line, your website by designing the row, and that was it. Like try to just make it not important at all. But lately I've actually been kind of using it as a strategy and like an SEO conversion strategy here as well. And I think it ties in perfectly to what I was just saying. So like what path are you giving the traffic that you have? When someone lands at the bottom of your page, if they haven't done anything, what are you doing with the footer? Like, are you utilizing that properly? And so that's what I've been trying to do lately is, if you make it to the footer, are you going to X out, or am I going to give you a next clear option? So a few things that you can do here, like copy and paste what I've been doing. I will put the logo or the logo icon in the footer. Just another little visual reminder of who the business, the company is. If you have a physical location, put that address. That's going to be good for actual SEO. It's also awareness of like where you are in the world. Let people know, even if they don't like actually read it and register it, they'll see the location in the city and it will process. Put your social links. Again, make sure they work. Put your social links. If they get to the bottom of your site and they don't really want to like click around next, maybe they want to go to your Instagram, put that there. Make it easy for them to find and access. I also reinforce the navigation instead of having them scroll all the way back up or using like the sticky menu that stays when you scroll because it kind of takes up some real estate. Put the navigation again at the bottom. So if they get to the bottom of the homepage and they're like, this sounds cool, like who are these people? They can click to the about page. And then make sure whatever your main call to action is on your website at this point, make sure to reinforce that in the footer. So at the bottom of every page, whatever your call to action is, whatever that one main action is that you want that traffic to be taken to convert them, put that in the footer. If you are not setting people up for success, if you are not telling them and showing them multiple times over what action you want them to take, again, SEO is not going to do you any good. So in summary, I'm kind of moving away from using the footer as like an afterthought or just like here's the privacy policy and, the copyright dates, but using it as like a final opportunity on each page to guide someone to the next step to get them one step closer to engaging with your business. Speaking of footers, one thing that I have been doing a lot of like on every site that I've been working on for the past couple weeks or months is how I use the footer and actually the header to like stage this new footer design that I'm creating for the client, because if their site is already live, or like when I'm redesigning my own site, it's already live. I don't want to push my new footer live yet. So what you can do, because like any colors or fonts or the footer header changes that you make on Squarespace, the logo, if you make those changes, they will go live immediately. Whereas like you can build pages all day in the back end and nobody can find them until you're ready for them to see them. But that's not the case with the footer. So what I've been doing is essentially building the footer like on a hidden page, and then you can save that section, the footer section that you have built, and when you are ready, you just go into the actual footer of the site, delete it, and add in your saved section. So you can work on it, refine it, have it ready for when you're ready to switch over to your new footer look. I've been using that a lot. The other thing I do at the same time is when I'm building these new pages and building the footer into the page, I don't want to see the old footer. That's clutter and it's not part of my design process. So you can actually hide the header and the footer in Squarespace now with just a toggle of a button. You used to have to use code, but now you can just toggle them on and off. So I will build out newly designed pages, toggle off the header and the footer if they're distracting me, build the new ones into my page design and save them, and then do as I will when I'm ready to set them live. So I have a whole tutorial on like how to actually do that on your website. So if you want to watch me do that tutorial, I will link that video for you in the description below, so you can update and elevate your website footer with me as well. But all in all, before you focus on visibility, before you think about visibility, you have to make sure that your website can actually handle the attention. You have to get rid of all that friction of the broken links or the broken social icons, the awkward contact forms or emails, and then that's when your traffic will convert. So once your website is set up to actually convert the viewers and the visitors, the traffic that you are getting, then we can talk about SEO, which is exactly what the next video is. And I can't wait for that. And I know SEO is a topic that people love to hear about and learn about. But first, go audit your site, click around, make sure everything works, make sure everything is clear, make sure your call to action is clear, and that there is a clear path forward once somebody lands on your site to becoming a client or customer, whatever that might be for you. And then we will focus on your SEO so we can get more people to land on your website.